Background music and ambience brought to you in part by Midnight Syndicate. Music for the imagination and the perfect musical accompaniment for the Dungeons & Dragons role-playing game.
Due to some violent content, parental discretion is advised.
In a world that is not what it seems, and where people are not who they appear to be, where puns run rampant through the streets, and it's hard to tell who the real monsters are. Three heroes fight to keep the world of Euphrae from ripping apart, and to keep Tim and Terry from getting even more screwed. Now, let's join the Sir Thaddeus Trebilcock, the wild magic sorcerer, Malphaedor, the fallen Satomar oathbreaker, and the half-satyr, half-halfling bard, Mc Nastly, as they band together in their enduring pursuit of a fool's quest.
Alright, so when last we left our heroes, you all had just finished up... Well, you finished up two things. You finished up first the meeting with some dirty hippies that had given you guys some weed and asked you to sell it when you get to Satomar. Or not sell it, but take it to the hospital in Satomar when you get there. And see if they would be willing to sign up for the Clarence clients list and get on his weed distribution list for this group of 4 hippies. And then you use the amulet to go into the world where you met with Selune. So you actually met another god. You guys came back out, and you didn't really have anything else going on between now and Satomar as far as random events or other side quests or anything like that. But there was some things that you guys wanted to do before then. So you travel on through the day. There was only one more night of camp before you get to Satomar. So you travel through the forest in Tavir, and you make camp. How are you guys doing camp right now? Are you setting up a watch for different things? You guys have your own tents, you have your own bedrolls and stuff. Are you setting a perimeter? Like, what's the idea? I mean, you're in the Taviran jungle right now.
I don't have any.
We've never talked
spells.
about setting up a watch before.
Probably should set up a watch.
We should, but we haven't so far. I feel like we should just
Stay consistent for this one?
Yeah, keep doing what we're doing, and it's worked out fine so far.
Yeah. Gotcha.
We always had Macy before, so an Urk.
Yeah, we just made the minions fucking do it.
We need to do minions. We need to do minions.
Yeah, no, I'm just gonna. All Mc Nastly ever does is set up his tent and go to bed. So.
Yep. Okay.
That sounds like something Hobbs would do.
It does. You two really have completely reversed roles.
Yeah, Mc Nastly is the new Hobbs.
Well, the best part is both of the roles are just isolated parts of our personality. Like, I'm going to go with the annoying part this time.
We need to accumulate a menagerie of animals. Like maybe a small herd of attack goats or something.
I'm a goat man. The problem is... how do you get animals? It's nature, right? Yeah, I have a
animal handling.
Animal handling.
Animal handling... Not good for me either.
The wisdom.
-1.
Check.
Ironically, animals hate me. And I'm an animal.
You are a weird goat, dude. I mean, I can see why they'd not like you.
If a half-human thing walked up to me, I would be terrified.
Maybe they're just put off by the kazoo sound.
No.
That's my vote.
That is like...
No.
How ridiculous.
What are you in?
That's not it.
My kazoo...
Have you never heard a kazoo before? They're great.
My kazooing is like the start of every Disney film where the princess is singing. All the little birdies come down. It's a fucking great time.
You're a Disney satyr princess.
Fuck yeah.
A fainting
satyr princess.
Yes.
Only if you succeed on that scare, which none of you have.
Not yet. It will happen.
All right. So you guys do not do anything special for camp. You get to where you're going. You post up. Everybody goes to their tent after dinner. and you sit down to relax and call it a night. Now, do you guys do anything? I mean, I know Malphaedor has a whole like bedtime routine before he calls it a night that you like did with your armor and shit like that, right? Try and polish up some stuff.
Oh yeah, got to keep up the appearance and.
Yeah. Mc Nastly does what he's going to do.
Plays
the kazoo.
Plays a kazoo. A lullaby.
Yeah. Lullaby. I can't sing, and this microphone caught up all of that.
That's going in.
Got another one. Okay.
Okay, so you guys are in your tents doing that after dinner, and good nights and
our typical pre-bedtime tent activities. It's
yep.
fine.
And sitting all alone in his tent, Thaddeus, you are sitting there thinking about your adventures into the other world, holding the magic amulet in your hands. What's going through your mind now that you've used this a second time? And
I'm thinking about the possibilities that this could be used for, the different things that, I mean, if we can go to realms of gods, if we could get items that might make our job dealing with Duche easier, this could be super helpful. But I'm also wondering why the activation word is potato salad. Why is that the word that was chosen? And I just, without thinking, I just kind of mumble it out loud. I just say potato salad.
What the fuck?
And here we go.
the amulet, again, is a bronze amulet with specks of black peppered all over it. On its face is the image of a large purple planet with short lines jutting out to smaller circles that encompass the entire amulet. 2 of these smaller circles have been filled in now with the same nimbus purple color that filled in that main original planet, the biggest planet. You recognize those as the realms of the 2 gods that you have visited, the one most recently, Selune, and the one before that one, Mananon Maclear. So you say potato salad, and then the amulet pops open from an invisible crease like the front of a pocket watch or locket. Once open, a small heart-shaped pink candy drops from the amulet and into Thaddeus' hand. Upon inspection, the words, "Eat me," are written on the small piece of candy.
I'll eat it.
The only
It's
thing
candy,
you can do.
right? I mean, who's going to turn... It's free candy. Who's going to turn down free candy?
And that, kids, is how you get drugged.
He's like, oh, look, a gummy.
Now, you eat the candy, and obviously, it tastes exactly like a Werther's original.
Obviously.
So, the only candy for the elderly. And
Sponsored by Werther's Original.
I like Werther's Originals.
Butterscotch is great.
They're good.
guys, I really hate to break this to you.
Like
Can we get sponsored by Werther's?
that would be awesome. Free hard candy.
Oh, hell yeah.
No, we gotta get the PBR sponsorship first. We need alcohol providers.
Butterscotch and beer.
Yeah.
Butterscotch beer.
I could do without the
Butterbeer.
butterscotch.
Harry Potter.
But I'll take the PBR.
There we go.
Yeah.
Well,
We'll do
have
half
some-
and half.
Well, yeah, okay.
2 of us will do PBR, you 2 can do butterscotch.
All right.
Yes.
Those candies are not vegan, I'll have you know.
That's
Really? Could it be the butter part?
Yes, it could be.
Because it's not the scotch part.
Candy, it doesn't have a face.
All right.
it's sugar.
Let's offend
that
more
comes
people.
from plants.
Offend more people.
So we've been derailed like 3 times in the first 7 minutes of recording.
Consistent.
That's not even close to a record yet.
Challenge accepted.
Okay, so you eat this candy, and a warm sensation begins to fill the sorcerer, starting from his mouth and coursing throughout his
I don't want to
body
know about his warm feelings.
until finally reaching his toes. The sensation is warm and comforting.
You just wet yourself.
Yeah, I did something.
Well, I'm old. Sometimes.
Thaddeus closes his eyes only for a moment. When they reopen, he's sitting at the edge of a vineyard of sorts. The grapes are the largest he has ever seen. It is night, but the air is warm. Turning his head, he sees an amphitheater with a sizable dais at the far end of the structure. Behind the dais, 2 large double doors stand lit with a magic glow. They are the only source of light for the enormous mansion they are connected to. The amphitheater does not appear to have anyone in it.
Okay. I expected people to be here.
Well, you expected him, but not old man.
No, you guys told Thaddeus about the.
Oh, you
portal
have a story
before.
about it?
Yeah, you told him.
I know that you guys have been to
damn it,
Dionysus.
talking.
Yep.
Okay. So surprised that there's no one here drinking and partying, like it was the last time that I was told about. I guess I'll go up to the door and knock.
Okay. Give me a perception check.
It's always a great start.
Yeah,
I do
is.
perception check. Fuck!
16.
16. Okay. So you begin to walk towards the door. It only takes a few steps to break away from the vineyard and into the amphitheater that you'll need to cross to get to the door. But as you begin to walk, you look over your shoulder and you realize that there's no portal there. As you walk toward the door, though, on your way to knock, you begin to hear the peace-shattering groan of doors opening. The left half of the double doors has inched itself open by a half a foot, giving just enough room to view into the house.
Man, fucking with God's stuff has gone great every time we've done
Yeah,
it
so far I don't see how this could end badly.
To be fair, it's only gone badly for Malphaedor.
I will. How far away from the door am I?
You're about 40 feet.
Okay, I will continue to walk towards the door a little slower, so if somebody is going to come out of the door, they have time, and I don't bump into them. But I'll just keep walking up to the door, and once I get there, my plan is to still knock on the door and kind of holler in through the gap. You know, hello, is anybody home?
Okay, so you reach the door about 10 feet away from the door, and just before you feel comfortable enough to announce your presence, you see in the house the corner of a purple portal just chilling at the back end of the main foyer area.
So, like, in the house is the portal?
Yes.
Well, one way or the other, I'm going to have to go in. So, once I get up to the door, like I said, I'll use my staff and knock on the door and announce myself.
How do you announce yourself?
Yep, knock on the door and, just, hello? Is there anyone around?
You do not hear a response, an audible response, but you get an overwhelming feel of that ozone smell, tingly feeling in the air that you associate with heavy amounts of
Lightning?
magic.
Oh, magic? Okay.
Yeah, not lightning. Just
Okay.
magic. Just magic in
Yeah,
general.
blue dragons.
Yeah.
And the door that was opens very quickly and then comes to like a stop, like long enough that you can easily walk into the building now.
Is that a yes?
So I will announce that I'm not going to do anything. The way out of here is in your foyer. I'm just going to leave. I'm not going to try to take anything. I'm not doing anything I shouldn't. I'm just going to leave now and very slowly walk towards the portal to get out of here because I am definitely nervous about being in Dionysus's house.
Okay, so as you step foot into the room, tables and tables of gold and like cutlery and dishes and weapons made of gold, and then foods, like some of the most beautiful feasts you've ever seen, appear on these banquet tables that line everything, almost leading you up to the portal, like tempting you on your way to the portal. Give me an Arcana check.
16.
16. So you know from your study of magics, especially when it comes to gods, especially gods like Dionysus, that most everything is either a test or a bargain, some kind of deal that you strike with a god. There's not really an in-between. So You're not sure what this test could be, but you know that when you looked into the room, there weren't any of these things before. There was just the portal. And then as soon as you stepped foot in, it seems like it got brighter inside. The door behind you is now closed, and tables of riches and foods and delicious things are just everywhere. Anything you'd love to just satisfy your human urges with.
Well, I mean, weapons aren't really my thing, so that wouldn't really tempt me.
Fine, no stabbies.
And, I mean, food is great, but I don't think that would tempt Thaddeus either. He's not a foodie. The gold, however, is always useful. So I'm not going to take any gold, but is this a bargain or a test? I'll just ask the air around. Would you like to make some sort of deal, or is this a test? And if there's no answer, I will assume it's a test and just jump in the portal.
No.
There is no answer, and in fact, you feel the magic aura, if you will, that heavy feeling of magic around you begin to pulse, like goes. It dims a little bit and then contracts, like you feel it stronger, and then gives you some area to breathe. So, but no response given back to you.
All right, then I'm assuming this is a test, and I do not plan on getting fucked up by a god. So I will just go and jump right in the portal.
All right, so you begin to move, and you get right in front of the portal, and then all of a sudden you feel a hand grab your left shoulder.
Okay, I'm going to freeze where I am and slowly turn around, not looking. I'll look down while I do it, so I don't.
Oh, it's not Medusa.
In case, well, no, but if it's a god, I want to show the proper amount of respect and not just look her right in the eye immediately.
He's got to go slow. It's that hip thing.
So I will turn around, keeping my eyes down, and then slowly look up to see if it's a guard that they described when they were here last, or who it is that has grabbed my shoulder.
Yeah, so you turn around slowly, and you see a pair of sandals, like leather-strapped sandals, and they lead up. You see some pants that are a weird fabric you've never ever seen before, but they are very tight-fitting. And as your eyes continue to move up and get to about the torso of the person that grabbed your shoulder, everything goes black. And you wake up in your tent, and you're on your bed. In your right hand is the amulet, and in your left hand is a plain steel flask that has a cork stopper in it and a hemp strap knotted to it.
Okay, I will tuck that in my bag for now and deal with it at a later date. So, very anxious about what just happened. I am just going to go to sleep. I don't know if that was Dionysus or what, but I'm not a fan of just passing out and then waking up back in my tent.
Yep, make your DC 12 roll to see if you learn the portal to essentially Olympus.
Not natural 20, so.
Nice. So you definitely learn it.
Yep.
So that's a third thing. Lights up.
3 down, 9 to go.
You begin to get yourself ready to go back to sleep, and you hear Mc Nastly and Thadeus coming out of their tents and doing their morning routines, saying how lovely it is outside in the morning.
Oh, so I didn't get to sleep at all?
Nope.
So it's now morning.
Yep.
Great.
No rest for you. No rest
I'm
for the
old.
wicked.
Old people don't sleep that much. I sleep like 3 hours a day normally anyways, so it's fine. It'll be fine. Okay, so I'll get up and exit my tent, and start the morning routine, and I want to track down Mal while he's doing his morning routine patrol. I have some questions I'd like to ask him.
Okay, so you come out of your tent a little worse for wear, sleepy like, and Mal, you're doing your morning routine, so we'll say you've already told a story to your helm to kind of kick it off, and you start walking around. You see Mc Nastly.
After giving myself a little goat bath with a bucket of water, I'm going to go out into the forest and just forage for ingredients for Ingvald and for breakfast.
Okay, and you guys are in the Taviran jungle, so there's a lot of options. Make your survival roll to see if you find any ingredients first for Ingvald.
If you hadn't been rupeed by
17.
a god.
17?
17.
Okay, so what do you find for some Ingvald beer?
I'm trying to remember the last time we were in Taviran jungle. Darkshine berry is one of the things he found. Or Brightshine berry.
Brightshine.
I think.
I thought it was Darkshine.
Was it Darkshine?
Yeah, that was a dark beer that made you glow.
Oh, yeah,
familiar.
there's the
Yeah.
fucking... It was the weird one. Let's find a bunch of that, because I like that one. That'll make the glowing beer.
Okay, so we'll say you got a whole bushel of it.
Oh.
And then make another survival roll to see what you get for breakfast.
Oh, fucking damn it. Got a 2 on my breakfast roll.
Okay.
You're gnawing on bark.
You're eating moss.
Yes.
I'm a goat. I can do what I want.
Fair.
So you find some moss and berries, or you find some dark shine berries for Ingvald, but you know better than to try and just eat them raw without having them made into something. So you eat some moss and some nuts that you find, but you don't even really find anything edible for the other two. So they're kind of on their own, which I think you guys had enough rations to get you anyway to Satomar. So that's what Mc Nastly's out doing. Malphaedor, you begin walking around, doing your pace around the camp, reading your scroll. Let's go ahead and make a roll for what your scroll is real quick.
88.
88. Well, hold on a second. Random tables. It's a D6 at first, I think.
Yeah, because then that tells you whether it's a spell or knowledge about
5.
whatever.
Roll a d6. I got an 88. What's that get me?
That's pretty good.
A 5
Cheating.
is a spell for a day. So what did you get for your...
88.
88? Yeah, that's really good. Okay, you get the reality break spell.
Ooh.
And because I don't know what the fuck that is, let's look it up.
We're about to have a lot of
That
broken
sounds
realities here.
terrifying.
That might be something we write down in one of my fancy scrolls.
Mm-hmm.
I think I might have given you guys
A broken spell.
So, yeah, level 8 spell, 1 action, range of 60 foot. You shatter the barriers between realities and timelines, thrusting a creature into turmoil and madness. The target must succeed on a wisdom saving throw, or it can't take reactions until the spell ends. The affected target must also roll a d10 at the start of each of its turns. The number rolled determines what happens to the target, as shown on the reality break effects table. There's 4 different effects. Vision of the Far Realm. The target takes 6d12 psychic damage and is stunned
Holy
until the end
shit.
of the turn. There's a Rending Rift. The target must make a dexterity saving throw, taking 8d12 force damage on a failed save, or half as much on a successful one. Wormhole. The target is teleported along with everything it's wearing and carrying up to 30 feet to an unoccupied space of your choice. The target also takes 10d12 force damage.
It keeps going up.
And is knocked prone. And Chill of the Dark Void. The target takes 10d12 cold damage and is blinded until the end of the turn.
Holy shit.
Yeah, we're definitely writing that one down.
Hell yeah.
And we are using it on Duche. First round.
We won't have level 8 spells by the time we find him, so that's already an
Copy
advantage.
that scroll several times. I'll read one, you read one, he'll read one. Thank you, Nick.
He just keeps getting the teleport. Why?
We're pinballing him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Awesome.
should have done that, fucker. Ha
So Thaddeus is probably walking up on Malphaedor, and I stopped dead in my tracks. Oh, shit.
Thaddeus is like, I don't even know that shit. That's dope.
Okay, so let's roll to play this out. Mc Nastly is out getting breakfast for you guys. Mossy nuts. Mossy nuts. And
Mossy Nuts is my nickname in high school.
Oh, so the smelly guy in gym class.
so Mc Nastly's out doing that for you guys, and then Malphaedor, you open up the scroll that is what you see while Thaddeus is walking up behind you after a night with no sleep. So
I was reading the scroll when he was walking up, and I just stopped dead, transfixed on the scroll, and exclaimed, "Oh shit!"
Malphaedor, can I speak with you for a moment?
Oh yeah, sure. I roll the scroll up.
So we haven't known each other real long, but I've noticed that when we camp, every morning you seem to read a scroll. And I was just curious what exactly, I know you had me, I don't know how many scrolls you carry, but you had me copy the one. I was just curious what you were reading, and then as I approached you, said, "Oh shit," it sounded like you got some bad news or something.
Oh,
I don't know what.
Just very surprised at what I was reading. And I'll hold the scroll up, and it looks exactly the same as the last scroll I had you copy.
Yeah, I mean, all scrolls look alike.
Well, this one's probably like got a like an ivory and something or other.
It's fancier than most, probably. But but your average.
Actually, if you want to make a perception check to
go.
see, yeah.
And I got +2 thanks to Salune's thing.
There you go.
Oh, fuck. What was the boon from Salune? I didn't even write that down.
+2.
You're still eating mossy
perception and nature.
Hey, wait a second. I got a 4 then. Do I still have moss and nuts? Oh, no, it's a fucking survival check. Never mind.
Yeah.
Still a 2.
Just better tasting
Gag me
moss and
cloak helps
nuts.
with that. The gag me cloak gives you a +1.
24.
24. Okay.
Yeah.
So you do notice that the scroll is exactly the same,
Exact same scroll.
only the lettering has changed. So you notice that around the edges there are certain fray marks, there are a couple of wear stains, where it's kind of like discolored over years. Yeah.
All the tears are the same and the creases and
Yep, and you being, a magic user, you've seen a bunch of scrolls in your time. You know that this is the exact same scroll that you saw before, just with different wording.
Okay, so that changes my...
Now, I know this scroll is part of a set. Well, I do. Does Malphaedor have that knowledge?
I would say that you, both Mike and Malphaedor, are operating under the assumption that it completes a full work. Yes.
Okay.
You guys are sharing that brain cell pretty well.
That's fair. Okay.
Okay, so knowing now that the scroll is the same, I'll ask him, why do you... If you don't mind me asking, why do you read the same scroll every morning?
So unfurl it and pass it to him. As you can see, it's not necessarily the same every day.
This scroll had the teleport spell on it the last time you showed it to me.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it changes every day.
That is very useful.
Yeah. If I were a spellcaster, this would be very beneficial.
Yeah, this is a very powerful spell. Can I copy this spell as well?
I'm familiar enough with the rudiments of this type of magic, so it would be very beneficial for us to have you able to use this. And going forward, as our company's spellcaster, I will be more than willing to share this daily information with you.
Yes, if we can get more spells
sometimes
that are this powerful, dealing with Douche when we find them should be fairly easy.
Now, most everything that this spell shows me it's Conjuration related, and I'm thinking that maybe there are other scrolls similar to this one for the other schools of magic.
I would know that these exist, right?
No.
Thaddeus wouldn't know that these infinite scrolls are a thing.
Infinite scrolls are not common knowledge at all.
Even for an old guy like Thaddeus,
even
for
an old guy, court mage, even for Amaya Real, who is hundreds of years old.
Yeah. Okay. All right. It's possible that it's part of a set.
Yeah. It just seemed strange that someone would craft something of this power and magnitude and just leave it to a single school of magic. That's why I was thinking maybe there are others.
If we could get more from the other schools,
That would be amazing.
Malphaedor,
Yeah.
you begin to hear in your head while Thaddeus is talking to you and copying down the scroll, you begin to hear that voice in the back of your head say, "It's mine. Give it back. Give it back. It's mine."
I'm going to forcefully suppress that in my head.
Let's do an intelligence check. We'll say that you are using your intelligence as a person to know that this is not your inner feelings about it.
Especially after the incident at Saloon's.
Yeah, that just happened yesterday.
You don't talk like me.
That's not my inner voice.
I don't know you.
And that's a 15.
Okay. So it cuts off mid-sentence. It's saying, "It's mine. Give it back. Told that is filthy." And just stops.
Click.
And gets shut down. Yep. You hit the off switch.
Yes.
Which is the first time you've been able to successfully do something like that.
Nice.
That's the first time you've been successful.
So Malphaedor will visibly smile and seem kind of distant for a second, and then come back to focusing his attention on you.
Which that is kind of creepy. So
Yeah, it's weird. I mean,
It's a little weird. I wasn't paying attention.
just had a short circuit in mid-conversation.
As I was copying the spell down, but I did notice it was a little weird.
This man talks to himself sometimes, has a weird scroll, and just smiled at nothing. So good. Good.
Do we know about the psychic link with the helmet?
No.
No.
You just know that I
Okay,
talk to
you
my
talk to
helmet every
yourself.
morning. You probably think he's fucking
A
crazy.
little weird, yeah. Okay, if you have a moment, there are a couple other things I would like to discuss with you.
Sure.
I've also noticed that you speak to your helmet every day. Now, I'm not one to judge a man's eccentricities. I don't know if you're using the helm as a stand-in for something else, a way to talk to your god. I was just curious. It seems like you tell stories to it every day.
Does Thaddeus have a way to detect magic?
No.
Oh, no.
I do not have a detect magic spell or...
Oh, well, shit. I do.
Okay.
But you're getting mossy nuts.
Oh, no, I don't. I have Dispel Magic. Never mind.
This helmet of mine is sentient and has a personality all its own. And it grants me certain boons and favors, but it requires a story every day of heroism and great deeds that I've done. It's a strange little trade-off, but the benefits
outweigh the daily conversations.
Yeah. It's a rather sassy conversation, but...
Oh, no wonder you're an Oathbreaker. You can't keep anything straight, can you?
There. But it's been very handy to have. But that's why I talk to my helmet.
Okay. I just out of curiosity, I wasn't... I didn't think you were crazy. Well, a little crazy. I thought you were a little crazy, but...
Well, that's completely fair.
Just curious. And the final thing I wanted to ask you about was when we got back from Saloon's, you seemed more upset than you were letting on. Where did you go? You were behind me and Mc Nastly, and then we started walking down the hallway, and then when we got to the main altar, you were gone. What happened? Where did you go?
I was distracted by what I thought was a ring bearing my family crest.
We saw the ring. It was a ring to us too, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember the ring in the center of the skulls on the floor.
Yes. Well, when I looked at it, the ring bore my family's crest. And I was strongly urged to reclaim it. But just as I went to touch it, I encountered Salooni. And managed to walk away more or less unscathed, but
well, that's where she went when she disappeared from us.
Yes. But I do owe her... there are some repercussions for what happened.
What happened? What did your conversation with her... How did that go?
Well, she thought I was a thief. One of several, that each of those stones represented a thief that had apparently gone there to try to steal something.
She mentioned 7 thieves.
Yes. And there was 6 stones and skulls, and she thought that I was the 7th. And I talked her out of that notion and let her know that I would honor her with 7 rituals of penance on my next time couple times I vanquish an opponent.
Okay. I was just curious where you disappeared to. You were behind us, and then all of a sudden you were gone.
Yes.
And like I said, you seemed more upset by the trip than I expected you to be.
To be honest, my recent brushes with the immortals of the other worlds has started to become a little more numerous than I carried a stomach.
Yeah, I didn't plan on meeting gods when we left Cheddar.
I mean, at first we had Manon and McLear, and then Salune.
And when you didn't meet Dionysus when you and the cat. And
no, he wasn't. He wasn't there. Okay. There were several. There was a party going on, but he was not there. They were awaiting his arrival.
Okay. Last night before we slept, I was looking at the amulet, and without thinking, I uttered the words and.
Well, I see you made it back okay.
Yeah, I didn't sleep. I apparently was gone all night, even though it was only 5 minutes, but I wound up in Dionysus's realm.
Wow.
There was no one there, which I expected there to be a party from the way you guys told it last time, but there was no one there. I approached the door. The door opened for me. I went in. The portal was inside, so I had to go in the house to get back. And there was tables and tables of treasure and weapons and food, and I assumed it was a test, so I just went to jump in the portal, but then I blacked out and woke up back in my tent as you two were waking up.
Oh, so there was no guards or...
Nothing. I didn't see anybody.
Yeah.
I didn't interact with anyone. There was just... The room was empty, and then as I approached the portal, the tables appeared... And before I could get to the portal, I blacked out and woke up back in my tent.
Seems like you've been brought back by the grace of the gods.
Yeah, very lucky. I could have went very poorly.
Yeah. Well, at least you didn't have Hobbs with you. It was quite the troublemaker last time.
So, all right. With my questions answered, I will go about packing up my tent.
Well, as he goes to leave, Thaddeus, if I may return a line of questioning.
Yeah.
How well versed are you in the Outer Planes, specifically the Nine Hells?
I've had very little interaction with demons and creatures from the Hells. I know very vague things that I've learned here and there, but not much. I don't know many details about it. Why do you ask?
Oh, I'm curious to find some more detailed information on some very specific topics relating to Avernus, the first layer of the Nine Hells, and most notably its leader, Zariel.
Well, I know in the collective... possibly in the Gagme Vault, they may have some books. We could stop in and check while we're at the collective. It might be a library. I'm sure there's a library in Satomar. So we can definitely make a pit stop. I'm always up for looking at books.
Yeah, I have a background with the clergy, and I've studied history thanks to my father. But nothing very specific. I know of, the general knowledge. I know the planes of El. I know the leaders of each of those planes and that sort of thing. But I need some more specific information.
Yeah. Well, we can be sure to stop at a library and
Very good.
find some books.
Malphaedor, you know that there are some libraries in some of the churches of Greyhawk, but you are also now an Oathbreaker.
Right, yeah.
And you are...
So you can't really go there.
Yeah,
They've got wanted posters at the door.
Yeah, you don't have a whole lot of access to those right now, so...
Unless I go incognito.
Yeah? Or
What is the rental policy for those libraries?
Can I get a library card?
So if I could just go get the books and then bring them to Mal.
I can polymorph him back into his original form if he has a picture.
Yeah.
I mean, but they know he's an Oathbreaker.
Yeah.
It's
I can polymorph you into your dad.
that's true.
Yeah, you could do
That's
that.
a thing that could be done.
You just gotta have a photo. Oh, I'm not there. Sorry. Fuck you guys.
Metagaming.
Actually, let's go ahead and flip back on over to Mc Nastly now. So
Click.
you are heading back. The cameras pans to the from left to right, like
Hands
Star
to the
Wars.
creepy goat man.
And creepy goat man is galloping back with some mossy nuts, and he
And some berries.
and some berries,
Twigs and berries.
Yes, a bushel of berries, and you're coming along the path, making your way back to camp. Very sure-footed. You know exactly where you're going. The forest floor is nothing for your hooven feet. And you pop right between two really big bushes, and just as you pop through, you see two other satyrs that are standing there, and you frighten both of them, and they freeze up and drop over on their sides.
Now, wouldn't he also be startled by the two of them suddenly appearing? Shouldn't he?
He is going to make a...
I gotta get my phone out. Gotta see what my bonus is for this. What am I rolling?
Probably a
It's
wisdom.
a constitution.
Or yeah,
I think that's what we decided
Constitution,
last when I tried to mess with him.
Was it a con? Just a straight con check?
Yeah. We'll do a con check of let's do 12 because you're running through the woods.
10.
10. Okay, so you also freeze up. You freeze up and you topple over, and so
That's
there's
awesome.
3 fainting satyrs now on the forest floor.
Wait, sorry.
I'm
12 exactly.
12. Okay, so you
Oh.
I
don't.
forgot for saving throws I have a +2 in my con.
But your satyr heart is thumping right now because you were right
Basically
on the
had a
verge.
heart attack.
Yes, you were right on the verge of fainting.
The adrenaline is going.
But now you see these
Keep going
two
down.
satyrs that have fainted, and they are just laying on the ground, blinking, waiting for you to either leave peacefully and not attack them, or for you to engage them, or So what do you do after meeting 2 other fainting satyrs?
Are they your cousins?
I don't know, assumably. Do I recognize them at all?
You do. You do not. Yeah. Well, actually, no. You don't recognize these two. These two
Dice
are,
in hand, I'm like,
These two are really young.
young.
Yep.
Okay. Younger than me? How old is my character?
Hey, minions!
Yeah. Oh!
No, we don't need more fainting
I
goat
should
men.
teach them the kazoo.
Oh, God, no.
It's a trio.
I quit.
I'm gonna go from a bard to a band.
Backup kazooers.
They can kazoo it.
I'd like to cast Fireball on myself.
This is the way.
I will wait calmly until they're done with their
Episode.
yeah, their little seizure there.
Okay, so they give a few, like a solid minute and 30 seconds, but it feels like eternity. And finally one lifts its head and says, it's a female satyr, and she says, "Are you going to kill us?"
I would have done it if I wanted to.
Oh, well, I guess that's good news then. I guess, Romeo, get up, Romeo. So Romeo starts to get up, and as they stand up onto the ground, they're like, what are you doing? The female one says.
I'm out foraging for my party. What are you doing?
Oh, we are just out for a walk, a stroll.
Not a lot of satyrs in the Taviran jungle. What brings you all the way out here?
We're actually from one of the mountain clans, so we're down from the mountains and just on holiday in the jungle.
Do I know any of the mountain clans at all, or do I know like any of the leaders or anything like that? Because I grew up with halflings.
Yeah, you know that there are mountain clans, but you don't have any contacts with any of them. You just know that they exist. You know that you have family lines even to go back to some of the mountain clans, but they're very, very distant. It'd be like,
like my fifth cousin twice removed.
Yeah,
kind of thing.
exactly. Like someone that you would really have to spend some time trying to track back.
Gotcha. Oh, is it just you out here?
It is, yes.
And your names?
Well, this is Romeo, and she points to the other satyr, and she's like, and my name is Juliet.
And I hate you, because that's what I didn't want to confirm. I was hoping you were going to like, this is Romeo.
Hoping you were
And this one is Suzanne.
Julie. Hi.
My name is Julia.
Good old Latin Juliet. Juliet.
Romeo.
Romeo and Julia. Sorry.
Cool whip.
All right.
I don't know.
So are you guys...
We're adventurers with Gag Me. And I just point at my cloak.
Her face visibly lights up. She's like, oh, wow, I've never met adventurers from Gag Me. That is so interesting. What are you doing out in the forest? Are you on a mission?
We're currently on an adventure, yes.
Oh, very cool. Where to? Is it here? Is it somewhere close?
Oh, that's none of your concern at the moment.
Oh, yeah, very true. Very true. Very mysterious. Ah, that's
I also used the wrong accent for that. That was...
At this point,
Just
after
insane.
listening and editing all the previous episodes, doesn't fucking matter what accent you use.
That's fair. I should just switch to my normal voice, but I'm going to try and keep doing the accent.
It's funnier this way.
That's just going to have to be the running gag for this one.
Yep. Is there anything that we can do to help? Romeo, tries to, pull her away and, get her to shush, and she, yanks her arm away from his hand and is, fully engaged with you.
Yeah. Can I sense motive with these guys?
Yeah.
What the fuck is the check for that one?
Perception. Or insight. It'd be insight.
Insight? Just a 12.
A 12? Okay, so with a 12, you think they're pretty legit. They seem pretty young, so they're...
Too young to lie to
Yeah, they're too young to lie to an adult. She's clearly enthralled, and he clearly had plans to go do something
to
else.
get his mossy nuts sucked. Sure.
to get his mossy nuts sucked. That is what he had planned on doing.
I don't know. I didn't have any plans to meet satyrs today, so I'm fucking entirely clueless.
Well, I'll give you with your insight check. They're from the mountains. They can probably get you up to Satomar faster than you guys traveling on your own.
If you guys are free, we are in need of guidance. Again, different accent.
Just embrace it. Use a different... Go Russian, German, just bounce all over the place.
Then I'll lose one, or I just won't be able to do accents.
Get to the city now.
We need certain orc.
She's immediately like, I would love to give you guys I'd love to play guide. Where are you going? And Romeo's like, Juliet, stop. And Juliet's like, shut up, Romeo. Where are we going?
We're currently on our way to Satomar.
I know just the way. I'm happy to help.
Does Romeo sound like Napoleon Dynamite on purpose?
I think Napoleon Dynamite just sounds like every 15-year-old who's trying to go out and...
Stop it, Juliet. God, freaking idiot.
Want some nachos?
Was it nachos? What was his thing?
Well, he asked Kip about nachos.
Yeah.
Vote for Pedro.
Yeah. Another satyr pops out. It's Pedro. Why?
Everybody faints again.
Well, if you're able to take us, I'd appreciate it. We can go back to our group and let you let them cast their opinion.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so she follows you guys, or she follows you back to camp, I take it?
Yes, because that's where I was going anyway, so I keep going.
Okay,
I
so
just gotta trot along.
Romeo is a little bit sullen, but he treks along after Juliet. And
Romeo.
And so he gets to the camp with you guys, and Juliet is with you, and you with two other satyrs come out of the woods and see Malphaedor and Thadeus wrapping up a conversation.
Nope, don't like this. What? Who are these two? We don't need more satyrs. They can go.
They can goat.
They can goat somewhere else.
I'll stare at the little ones. You don't play kazoo, do you?
What's a kazoo?
Okay.
Which, to that, Mc Nastly will peek his ears a little bit, like, "Oh, you'll find out." I found these young satyrs in the woods being young and satyrs, but they know a way to get to a little bit faster route to Satomar. Could be a way to cut some time off our travels.
Romeo does speak up at this point, and he says, "We're also really good at breaking down, like, campsites."
And that's all he has to say. I'm like, okay, great. He's in.
To that note...
Can you just write down directions and then go somewhere else? Goat somewhere else?
Mc Nastly throws his tent pole at Romeo. Sounds good to me!
All right, so stuck with two more goats.
They start breaking down camp for you, and then they start making their, they do it really, really quick. They are actually really good at breaking down camp, and they do it with the quickness, get your stuff all saddled up, and no questions asked. They
Yay, goat folk.
How about we trade Mc Nastly for Romeo?
I'm fairly certain I have much better battle magic.
No kazoo, and they're really good at breaking up camp.
I have better battle magic. Good try. That's fine.
Take Juliet and show her your battle magic.
This is a child, sir.
I don't know how goats work.
Maybe she's a prodigy.
So you guys begin to travel. As you travel, they tell you a little bit about the Shrouded Stones Mountains, which is the range that you're going into and also the home of all their clans. And they tell you a little bit about Satomar. So you travel, and they say about the Shrouded Stones. The Shrouded Stones mountain range.
Moten.
The northern border. Fuck me. Okay. The northern border of the Tavir province consists of the Shrouded Stones mountain range. The Shrouded Stones are named as such because the mountains only receive direct sunlight for 2 hours per day. The mountain range is oddly shaped for a mountain range. On the Tavir southern side, the mountains act like that of a typical range. Smaller mountains lead up to the higher elevation, and larger mountains as travelers make their way up the range. The oddity occurs on the Charvos border. Instead of descending back down the range like a common slope, it is a straight drop down to the Charvosi desert floor below. The drop spans the entire length of the range, and the fall varies from 600 to 900 feet depending on where you are in the mountains. So that's about the Shrouded Stones as you travel. They also tell you about Satomar, as Romeo has been to Satomar several times for business for his family. Satomar is a mountain city built directly on top of the Tavir River Central. So there's a Tavir River east, west, and central. A large waterfall spills from the underbelly of the city and drops about 210 feet to begin the Tavir River Central proper. The city itself is designed in 4 layers that climb up the mountainside. The bottom is the largest layer, and it is designed for trade markets, inns, restaurants, and other businesses. The next layer up is the second largest, and that's where the citizens of the city reside. The second layer from the top is designed for government and community buildings of the city. And the top level and the smallest of the floors is a place of worship and meditation. There are several inns in Satomar. All of the inns are well under the stone drawer, which is what they call the floor above it. And all have a mix of wooden and stone walls, so they all kind of look the same. The 4 inns are called the Stub Toe, the Crooked Finger, the Cracked Skull, and Staples. There's only one tavern there, though, and everybody goes to it. The tavern is called the Roundabout.
Is the Gag Me Outpost on the government floor, or is that on the bottom floor?
The Gag Me Outpost is on the government floor.
Okay. So third floor.
Yep.
The hospital would be on the first or the highest one with the temple and stuff.
Nope, it'd be on the government floor.
Okay. Well, I need to go to the hospital to drop off this weed.
Very good.
I just figured you need to go there because you're old.
Shut up!
Prestidigitation. Con check. I just make a small explosion right in front of your face.
Plus 4, 11.
Failed.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but that would also work on the other two.
I don't care.
Oh, yeah, I guess they need to make their saves.
Is he farther than 10 feet away from me?
Oof.
Yes.
Okay.
I need this.
Yeah, I would say the other two are walking side by side with Mc Nastly, trying to like pick his brain on everything cool about being in Gag Me, and then all of a sudden an explosion goes off and all three of them faint.
Right. For that, I use Bestow Curse. No.
All right.
Fireball.
So
You're within the fireball range.
Thaddeus, I'll watch these three while you run your errand, and we'll meet back up at the roundabout.
Sounds good.
All right, so
I will
you guys
head off to
cruise.
the hospital.
Yep, you guys make it to Satomar, and here is a really good place to take a break.
This concludes this episode of A Fool's Quest. Join us next time for more fun and daring adventure. Thank you for listening, and don't forget to like, subscribe, review, and comment on your favorite platform to listen to A Fool's Quest.